Come on. Go live. Go live. Go live. Go live. NHL Night with your host, the sportsman, a.k.a. Pearlo Bostonian, a.k.a. Jeremiah Maxwell. And with him, as always, maybe Pearlo, Wisdom, and Rico in Barry. And the Degenerate Bostonian. How are we 0 for 4, 0 for 5? What's the story like?
Well, the Ducks game hasn't kicked off yet.
Okay.
So we're looking at 1 for 6.
It's all good, brother. It's all good.
Who needs money anyways? But if you guys want to send donations, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm going to slide the Insta over here.
Oh, my God. What an evening.
Just in case somebody pops in. Hey, thank you for joining us on NHL Nightly. I'm the Sports Spirit, a.k.a. Jeremiah Maxwell. Thank you so much. With me, as always, the Degenerate Bostonian. Usually, we have Mike on Tuesdays and Fridays for the College Hockey Show at 2 p.m. That's him and I, where we talk college. There was a lot of crazy college stuff that I'd love to talk with you about, but we got 32 games on tonight. So, let's get to those. I buried the lead. We have some hockey news. Jake Neighbors signed a couple-year extension with the St. Louis Blues, like $2.34 million. Thought it was a really nice deal for a guy that's, putting up some goals and stuff. Got a lot of games going on right now, live. The final games are Washington and Capitals is final. That was the first game of the night, 4-1. Wild beat the Panthers 5-1. Matthew Tkachuk back. Wild are a wagoon. Rangers beat the Canadiens 7-2. Lightning put up a snowman against the Devils at 8-5. Sabres beat the Stars 4-2. Hey, Ardelco, like my tweet. We are talking. That was a big win for the Sabres, by the way. Yeah. That's a good team. That's a step in the right direction for them. Flames are up 1-0 on Pittsburgh in the first. The Senators are up 3-0 on the Utah Hockey Club in the first. Oilers are up 1-0 on the Hurricanes. That's early in the second. And the Bruins are down 1-0 to the Preds. The Preds still looking for their first goal of the year, man. Let's by the way, appreciate everybody on X. We got a lot of people on X. We're live on X. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch, and we're live on Instagram. Just to say hi, we get most of our people from X and Twitter. Hopefully, didn't lose all of our fans. Trying to get to 1,000, so leave a like, subscribe. Leave a like and subscribe. Blue Jackets beaten Leafs 6-2. 4:34 left to go in that. Red Wings up 1-0 with very little time left against the Islanders. That's a big win for the Red Wings if they pull that game off. That's a road win. And this Jets Blues game is a really good game. I actually was kind of watching it a little bit, but they were going back and forth to it. If you're not watching if you want to try to watch all the games, that's great. But if you have the best thing to do is turn on the Frozen Frenzy with Weeksy and Buchagras. They're doing a pretty good job. I think in Canada, they have Amazon Prime. Shout out my main man, Frank Saravelli. We will have Frank on this show at some point. I just want to wait until we get closer to the new year to have one of hockey's biggest insiders on the show. And I'd love to have him live. He does live every day, so I don't think he'll have a problem being live. We just have to make it work with his schedule. So Maybe we do it on a day like we normally aren't on, like a Saturday or something. Lots going on, man. Yes, Provorov did made it. I did like his goal. Yep, that was a good goal, Salty. Good to have you. Yeah. So I don't know if we're getting Pearlo and Rico tonight, but I love love getting Pearlo and I love getting Rico's bets. Pearlo's bets tonight we didn't get in time for you, and you probably didn't want them either because he missed on both of his too. It just happens. Sometimes you're hot and sometimes you're not. You know. I like to watch.
I'm the college hockey guy, not an NHL guy.
So, Mike, I'll tell you. I will tell you this. For me, less is more, my man. Just give me one or two decent bets that you feel good about. If you give me 15, I have to try to squeeze it in I try to keep those videos anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds. So I'd rather just be less. I don't care what you're betting personally, but like one or two plays, like that you feel really good about. If it's a shot prop, Rico is great with the goal scoring. So I'll just tell you, like, that's just the best way. So, yeah. So a lot of times I like the fans to drive the chat. You can chime in on X. So if you type in the chat or whatever, we will see it. I appreciate it. If you want to BS hockey with us, because that's what we are, is just guys who like to watch the game of hockey. We just like to BS. So, raise the camera a little bit here. There is right now active 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, excuse me, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 active games still. And the Vegas Golden Knights are playing the Kings, and the Sharks and Ducks. Those two games have not started. Yes, Salty, we were just saying this before you came on. We 100% agree. I wish they would have I think they should have one every month. And in I don't mind it being on a weeknight. It is a little odd they waited till the NBA season start. This year it worked out. But I think they should have one in March, February, after the Super Bowl would be prime. They just need to get with this. I think this is a great thing. And then you basically do a red zone or a puck zone. Edmonton's up 2-0. Damn, I had some hope that Carolina would come in and do some damage to them there. And not because hey, Edmonton, I picked them to win the Stanley Cup this year, but yeah, well, 3 times a year, Salty, would not be horrible. Once in the beginning, once in October, once, like, maybe kick the season off with it. I don't get it, man. You're trying to grow the game. So, all righty. All right. Avalanche are up 2-1. I don't have the scores ticking. Anything strike tonight, Mike, that you were?
So the Jets just made it 3-2. Something that struck me tonight was how flat Toronto came out. And there was no life in them at all. It was at least the first period, and after that, I didn't feel the need to watch it. There were other games on TV. How hot Tampa came out at that same time. They came out guns blazing.
And they got their pants beat off in Toronto the night prior, right?
As I called them, Vaza Spreadskis.
4-0 Ottawa, by the way. We've had 70 goals scored today.
They were saying take the over tonight at 102.
Yeah, 101.5 was the over for the thing. We're at 70 goals. It could be. I don't know, man. It's early in the year.
I mean, Ottinger took his first loss tonight. He was undefeated on the season.
Right.
I actually thought the Caps looked pretty good in the chunks I got to watch. I was very...
Yeah, 5-on-5, I was a little disappointed. I thought Philly played a really dominant game, almost a 5-on-5. I hate to say it, but Ovi's a little bit of a liability on anything other than the power play right now.
Yeah.
Just with his speed, he just doesn't have it anymore. I mean, it's fine. He's 40 basically. So, yeah.
He's got what, 2 years left, Ovi?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. If he doesn't start scoring, if he doesn't get about 5 goals a month here, now I'll give him a pass because October's not a full month. He's probably not going to get to 40 this year. He needs 41 now to pass Gretzky. He has 1 on the season. They've only played 4 games. This was their 5th. I think they're 4-1 now. So, yes.
I figured he was max 25 goals this season.
Well, I mean, dude, everybody said over under 32 last year, and he had such a slow start. But I keep saying, like, the stick has a lot to do with it. So,
did he change his stick?
Mark, how's it going, man? All right, appreciate you from Twitter, Mark. Appreciate you, man.
What's up, Mark?
Beard in the Bostonian, yes. Let's effing go. Yeah, Mark. I think Mark we've had on. He's a Boston guy. I want to say that was him that's been on.
Yeah.
I think it was before your time on the show, but yeah. So yeah, if you're a Maple Leafs fan, you're pretty disappointed in that performance, man. And again, they do this every year. They lose to teams that they shouldn't lose to. I mean, I just don't get it. The Rangers look good. This is what a good team should do, is go in and beat the pants off of Montreal in Montreal 7-2. They never let them in. They got the goalie pulled in the first, Montembeault. Yes, I believe Montembeault. I think they got contributions up and down the lineup in that game from what I saw. Again, too, Lightning, got to give them a ton of credit. They get beat very badly in Toronto and come in and beat, a lot of people's like dark horse to win the cup in the Devils. I haven't seen it from the Devils this year.
I don't know why. I still haven't got the hype, and maybe I missed something in the offseason. I didn't understand why people were hyping them up.
Well, I mean, they missed the playoffs last year. I think a lot of it was they had injuries, Dougie Hamilton being out of that lineup. Now they start the season without Pesci, their big free agent signing. And I do like Degenerate signing. He's been good for them. Cotter has been good. But I want to see them beat some solid teams. And tonight they didn't beat. Again, you can say the Tampa Bay Lightning are dead. They're not dead. They are completely alive. So I gotta say too, man, huge win for the Buffalo Sabres at home against a very good team in the Dallas Stars. I mean, the Dallas Stars are a Stanley Cup contender right now today as they are built. And they will probably add. You got to give Buffalo a lot of credit. They have not been good. They win that game. I didn't get to see a ton of that in the highlights and stuff, but I know the Stars made it really look close, but it was 3-0 Buffalo with 6 minutes left to go in the third. So you have to feel really good about that if you're a Sabres fan. Anyway, and then the one that I was like, wow, Minnesota goes into Florida. I know you added them at the last minute. I mean, do not count out Minnesota this year, man. They're a good team. They're undefeated and they spanked the defending cup. Now remember, they're missing Barkov, all that too, man. So
I mean, that's no excuse. Pete, you're going to get hurt, and you may not have those guys in the playoffs. It's been proven every year someone's out in the playoffs. So, yeah, I don't think it's an excuse. But 5-1, just how dominant that was. It was 2-0 before you blink. Because I remember I was watching the frenzy, and it showed 1-0 Minnesota. Oh wait, let's return. 30 seconds right now, it's 2-0. Like they couldn't keep this game on enough because they just kept pumping them in the first. And it was, I mean, no excuse. You're Florida, you're at home. I mean, I'm even looking at the
I mean, dude, you got a team that's a good team there. You know, you're just sometimes you're going to lose to another good team.
Yeah.
And they lost handily.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You can't come
would you be upset? Would you be upset whatsoever if you didn't put money on that game? You know what I'm saying? Like if
I was a Florida fan, I still would be like losing 3-2. I'm not getting upset, but you just got manhandled on your own ice. I get it. They had a day off yesterday, so they could travel. But I mean, so you were at home. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Real quick, that Red Wings game, if you're tuning in, that is really getting. Oh, we got Avi in here. We got a bunch of people. Sorry. Yeah. Did McDavid score again, Avi, or was that the first one? The Bruins suck on offense. Done if Pasta doesn't show up. Happy the Flames beat the Pens 1-0 in the first. Yeah, Jared, I gotta say, man, the Flames are a pleasant surprise, man. Hopefully they can hold. I really like what we're seeing from Huberdeau. We got a lot of people in, man. Appreciate everybody. Oh, yeah, he has both goals. Well, McDavid in that top line doesn't do it, man. Who's going to do it for Edmonton? I think they're in some real trouble anyway. Let's see. So
should I put a live goal scoring prop, McDavid under 2.5 goals, so you all can go, pop them in for a live hat trick?
I mean, you can. What are you going to get for odds for that? I imagine
I don't know.
Great.
I don't know, but I figure you guys will get better odds.
Great.
Right, but then I'm seeing everyone else in the chat bet him to score because, I mean, I'm colder than a damn iceberg tonight.
Yeah, don't be afraid to respond. I'm updating the scoreboard here. Yeah, man, try to get back on the winning ways, man. If you see something you like or there's a trend there that you're on there.
I like
Quinnipiac. But again, late in the third is Red Wings Islanders. That's 1-0. So if you've got a chance to tune in or pop on, I obviously appreciate you guys being with us. But that one's late. Jets Blues 7 minutes ago, 3-2 in that one. So that's a late one too. And that is in St. Louis. So they're up 3-2 late on the St. Louis Blues. So and I've seen that one tie a couple of times, so could be a thingy. Canucks are beating the Blackhawks 4-2. Connor Bedard, 1 goal on the year.
I was gonna say the Canucks showed us all how to start. That they could get 20 seconds in, they put one in the net.
Yeah. I mean, again, I expect they're not getting anything from Pettersson right now, but I expect them to be in the top 3 in the Pacific there. I would not be shocked whatsoever if that team is, going to be that. And so that third period has not started yet. So that game is not as far along as our other games here. Bruins Preds. There must be a lot of stoppages in that game.
Oh, the refs are that game is so painful to watch because of the officiating. And I'm not saying the Bruins are down 1-0 because of the officials, but I will say the officials in that game suck. Both ways, I think 4 icings were errored on or 3 icings. It's embarrassing if you're an official in that game, what you're doing. With that being said, it's 1-0 and the Preds are the better team tonight.
Did you see the goal scored in Montreal where they waved off the icing late and the New York Ranger? Oh man.
Yeah.
That one was a tough. I was like, but it was the right call. It just was so that one's in the second with like 4 minutes to go in the second. They must have had a lot of stoppages. But I'll tell you right now, from what I've seen from them, period, you want to slow that game down if you're the Carolina if you're the Nashville Predators, you want to slow that game down.
Yeah.
Because you are having a tough time winning games, quite frankly. So yeah, I'm also blown away by Ottawa, like PP smacking the heck out of the Utah Hockey Club. That's a surprise one there for me.
So actually, weird question for you, going off one of Avi's comments. Do you think Wilson's ACL injury is going to make him less of the guy flexing, smashing someone's head into the glass, and more of just a hard-nosed hockey player? Like
what?
Like Wilson, when he tore his ACL, is that going to make him a cleaner player? Like, it's year 2. Last year, I didn't hear him as much.
Yeah, he was trying to. They've got. I mean, since Trotz, they've kind of just said, "Hey, we kind of need They don't need him to be a fighter, especially with McElrath on the roster right now. They've been trying to get him to stay out of the box. He looks much better this year because of the. I don't think he ever looked right last year. I think a lot of people were probably like, yeah, he might be done. But he's still playing with a pretty good amount of physicality. I didn't think today's game for a Flyers Capital game was all that physical anyway. So there's that. I guess that Maple Leafs Blue Jackets game went final and I missed that one. So
I think Wings just went final 1-0.
Okay, wow, what a win! That's a huge win for Detroit too, right?
I think so. I know you said the Islanders look shaky. I think with what he didn't come out. He went to training camp and I think he retired.
Anthony Duclair is out for them. That's a big one. He's out. Looks like the year.
Was it Clutterbuck or something like that from the Islanders?
Yeah, Clutterbuck's going to the booth. He retired basically.
Yeah, I think that was a problem for them. Like, I don't think skill wise, I think he's just past his prime. But I think he would have been someone they needed.
Clutterbuck was in Biz's draft class. If that gives you an idea of like where we're at. I got the scoreboard somewhat updated, guys. Appreciate you. We won't be on for the Sharks, Ducks, Knights, Kings game. So no Rico and Pearlo tonight. I didn't hear from those guys, so didn't know if anything was going on with them or whatever. But so tomorrow we got one game. It's a rematch of the Caps Flyers. So TNT has one game tomorrow. And it's Caps Flyers. So we go from all 32 to one game again tomorrow. So
wait, hold on. Something's getting reviewed in the Red Wings game.
It's 2-0 Preds. I think Wilson didn't have, you know what, man? I'll tell you today, everybody on the ice looked like they had a problem controlling the puck. I don't know if it was 85 degrees in Philly or something, but just the ice was bad. I mean, there was a lot of stick waving going along. There was several stick infractions. I just note neither team looked sharp. We'll see tomorrow. It's going to be real interesting to see. I don't put a lot of stock in the Flyers if they beat the Caps tomorrow. This one obviously is in Washington, but I mean, I'll say this too, Avi. Like, I did not like what I have seen from the Caps on the power play. They got to figure that out. Kirk Muller, not good, man. So, like, figure it out, buddy. Like, they need to move Ovechkin around. I mean, they've got Carlson, Chychrun, Dubois. They've got guys that can shoot the puck. So we'll see what happens there. So Preds 2-0, man. So they're going to take a 2-0 lead probably, barring I don't know, man, something about Boston this year. I mean, they just do not look good. Yeah, but their penalty kill was terrible last year, and they had 3 shorthanded goals, all of last year. They had 2 in this game, and they have 3 on the year already. So I already like what I see. Honestly, Avi, I'll just say, like, if they can score 5-on-5, I'm not that stressed. They're not going to draw a ton of penalties anyway. So it's. I mean, you obviously want some. I mean, you want some penalties there, but it'd be nice to see Matt Roy in the lineup too. So that would be interesting.
Huge.
I mean, Philly's not missing anybody. I think, the thing I'd say about Philly is they have a bunch of young players in their lineup. Like, they didn't play Luchenko. I'm assuming he's going to play tomorrow. So they had some opportunities to get Ovi the puck on the power play and overplayed the puck, honestly, Avi. So Ovi could have got a couple more shots. They've got it. They've got it. He's going to make that shot. If he gets 5 or 6 looks, he's going to make one or 2 of those. Like, just get him the puck. They just waited too long. They were dusting the puck off too much. You just got to get it there. He's going to sling it. So, yeah, Strome's on the power play too. Yeah, he sits down low. He kind of has taken Nick Backstrom's spot. I mean, the thing is, like, Backstrom is such a good passer, you just can't lose it. Anyway, I don't want this to turn into Washington Capitals, like, show. It's like, obviously I'm watching that game semi-close, but I don't know, are we getting audio from anything? You guys aren't picking up any audio from me.
So the next game about to close is Winnipeg St. Louis. It's 2 minutes to go.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Yep, that's a good one. I just might put that on here then, because Winnipeg is a wagon this year, huh?
Yeah, I'll admit I was wrong, at least preseason. I thought they'd be the 3rd in Central. So I have to own that. I was incorrect. So my bad there, folks.
Yeah, empty net alert. Yeah, I think the Canes will be okay, though. Obviously, just the way they play. Yeah, I mean, they're getting outshined. But they're in Edmonton. Edmonton had the shortest road trip, by the way. Had like a 3-game road trip, and then they're back there already. And they started the season with like 4 home games. Like, so, they did not have a really difficult schedule. And for them to be under 500 still, I think, does this game get them to 500?
They're 2-4. So they're getting a 3-4.
Okay, so yeah, this will get Edmonton to 3-4. So they would pass the Ducks for 6 today if the Ducks don't win their game, which I'm guessing the Ducks will, because the Sharks they're playing the Sharks. So
I'll be weary. I picked the Ducks. We don't know that.
Yeah, if you're having a rough night when it rains, it pours. By the way, empty net and St. Louis 3-2. Bennington's been pulled. The Blues are trying to get the equalizer, but if you're the Blues, 27 shots on goal, you lose into a team that's a good team, man. I think Kyle Connor has 2 goals in this game. Again, all that guy does is have 30-goal seasons. Looks like they fumbled the bag here. Gonna have to skate it back out. Still plenty of time, but the Jets are not giving them any space. So the Blues have to get some offensive. Looks like and they keep it in the zone.
Avi, that game's going to be nice. Maine Northeastern.
Oh yeah, hey Avi, we could talk a little college hockey in the interim while we're waiting for games to be finalized and stuff. I wanted to ask you about the Providence Arizona State. Did you get to go to that game?
No, they wanted $130 for a ticket.
Well, and it looked like Providence kind of spanked them.
They did. Yeah, no, that was. I mean, that's when that place is sold out.
Oh my God! Sorry, Blues just almost scored in the open net there to tie it. Apologize. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, when Providence sells out, it's not an easy place to play. So. Friday night.
I don't want to speak out of turn, but I believe Avi went to the University of Notre Dame. But I think he's a Boston area guy like you. Obviously, he's a Bruins fan. So, Avi, you can tell me if I'm wrong. I don't know if you're still in college, but But yeah, if I memory, no, you did not. Okay, anyway. I thought memory served me that you went to Notre Dame. Oh, your dad went to Notre Dame. Okay.
That was close.
Okay, my bad. Where'd you go, Avi? Oh,
working.
Oh, he's just working. You didn't go to college.
Oh. Say, Avi, when you go to Northeastern, try to get when you're in Matthews, you want to sit up top, but in the middle there. I actually think it's the second tier ticket pricing. No obstructed views, and you get to the full fledged of the Northeastern band and their student section. I'm gonna miss Matthews. I really am. Oldest arena. I don't want to say all sports. I know it's the oldest hockey one. Creeping up over 100 years. It's the last year it's going to exist, unfortunately. But it's a good time for anyone out there. If you can get into Matthews Arena, go ahead and do it this year. It's especially for when you got Maine down there, because Maine travels pretty well too. Top row, yeah, yep.
Read the comment, Mike, just for the people that listen.
So yeah, obviously saying top row first seat is the best, and I 100% agree with that. See, Avi, I always get stuck sitting in the corner, and I'm like, what happened on the left side of the ice? I didn't see anything the last 2.5 minutes, because I'm always at like 3 rows off. For anyone who doesn't remember how things were built back in the day, there's a lot of obstructive views way back when. Random pole just kind of hanging out there, or things were made out of brick, because that's what engineering was back in the 20s. That's just how it was.
Yeah, those old buildings got a lot of character, though, and they carry a lot of sound and stuff. That's what's cool about
best
Utah. If you were able to listen to the Spit and Chicklets podcast today, they had Ryan Smith on, the owner of the Utah Hockey Club. And the arena there, I think it's called the Delta Center, they play in. By the way, the final 3-2 for the Jets. They remain unbeaten in regulation, I believe. Is very, very high and narrow. So it makes it one of the very loud buildings in the NBA. They're going to keep that aesthetic and not change the exterior. They're just going to redo stuff inside to make sure the hockey and then comes back. So it's very dual purpose hockey basketball, because the owner owns the Jazz too. So it works out. He's got a vested interest, which is good, man. MSG is a great place to see a hockey game. There's not bad sightlines there. They have NBA there. It's easy to do it. So we've dropped the puck. There's only one game left that we have not dropped the puck on, and that is the Kings and Golden Knights.
How are the Ducks already on a power play?
They're good. I mean, they've got a lot of young talent there, and they're going to be good. So
delay a game. I mean, kudos to the Sharks. That right there tells you what kind of season you're predicted to have. 30 seconds into the game, you get a delay a game penalty. That's how you started out.
Well, I mean, look, let's be fair to the Sharks. There's a lot of hype. Yeah, I mean, celebrating it. I mean, Avi, we were talking about this on the College Hockey Show. Like, maybe with this new deal, like, there's a chance that, like, the guy can start the year with the NHL team and not, like, get credited for being paid and go back to college. I don't know, man, because, like,
they have something like that in place, because Poitras almost got sent back to Quinnipiac. We elected to keep him, and then he proceeded to get hurt on game 11.
Well, I know, but I'm saying once they play 10, that counts as a season for the player. Right. So, and then the waivers, but with a guy in his initial entry, he's not going to, waivers aren't an issue. But, dude, like, wouldn't I just, like, nothing against Will Smith? And I mean, quite frankly, I don't know how San Jose fields a team without celebrating Will Smith on the roster right now. But I mean, like, you're learning on the job against men, and you're 18, 17,
it's hard.
19, I mean, I like what I've seen from Matt Mishkov, but you have to understand too, he was playing KHL. So
he was already used to it.
He was already playing against men, and I know he was playing at a lower level for part of that too, but he's still playing against other men because other guys play at those lower levels. A lot of North Americans still go to the KHL to play. I know there's a war going on and stuff, but they're still playing hockey there. So I'm guessing Russia doesn't have a lot to do either. I'm just saying in spots. So just let's go through the cap real quick. We got a lot of people joining us in X. I really appreciate it. So scores that are Avalanche are up 3-1. That's a big thing for them. And it looked like Kraken were scoring a lot of goals, so that's not good. Caps played the first game of the day against the Flyers. They won 4-1. Live games, Canucks and Blackhawks 4-2. Canucks. Your goal scorers in that are for the Canucks, you have 2 from Danton Heinen, Connor Garland, and JT Miller. I thought JT Miller might be out too, so that's good. Nope, you're fine, Rico. Just listen to the show, man. We're probably going to pack it in anyway in a little bit here. Taylor Hall and Ryan Donato are your goal scorers for the Chicago Blackhawks. Okay. Preds up 2-0 on the Bruins, like our friend Avi's been saying.
It's gonna be
he was good in the opener. That's what sucks about him having a lower body injury, Avi. It sucks that we're not seeing him. All the momentum to watch Sharks games went away when he went out. You know, like I don't have any. Like I watch a lot of games, but like if there's another game on that I can focus my attention on, I'm not going to put a lot of stock into watching the Sharks until I see Celebrini. And the Vancouver Canucks just scored Brock Besser to make it 5-2. So just after I go that, the goal scorers in the for the Predators are Tomas Novak and Ryan O'Reilly had that tipping goal earlier. Sens are beating the pants off the Utah Hockey Club. So I don't know. And they are getting Anton Forsberg. They're getting a nice. He's giving them I won't say it for Senators fans. Brady Tkachuk won. Ridley Gregg won. Drew won, and Drake Batherson won. Lots of guys getting on the board there for them. And about time with that team, huh? Like if they're gonna make a run, like about time, huh? Oh, we're getting some chicken parm. Flames are still up 1-0 on the Penguins. The Penguins, guys. Sorry, Penguins fans. And Sharks and Ducks are underway. Like I said, Red Wings, that's a nice win for the Red Wings, 1-0. They needed a nice goalie performance. Patty Kane, only goal scorer. I still think they're in worlds of trouble. Rangers stomped the Montreal Canadiens 7-2, but I think Suzuki had both goals for Montreal, so that's good. Good to see him get going. He did. And then Lightning put up the snowman on the Devils. Boy, the Devils are in a lot of high-scoring games. They were in the 6-5 game against the Caps, too. Wild beat the Panthers. So if you took Mike's Heinz 57 parlay, you got crushed. He apologizes.
You know, you win some, you lose some. That's just the way I got to say it. I go from a wonderful, what was it, going into today, 9-4. We're going to go, looks like 2 for, so it's 11-8 on the year now. Still positive, but not great. We don't know what the Ducks going to do, but.
Yeah. I like the Ducks. I think they're going to be a kind of a 4. They have a nice, I wonder if a guy like Jonathan Marchessault decides to sign with them. Hey, thank you, Andrew. Appreciate you. Andrew said he gave us some watchers.
Thanks, Andrew.
Appreciate you, man. If you share the stream or leave a like, subscribe, tell your friends. We are actually doing very good on X, and I don't know, maybe YouTube is dying. I don't know. I'm doing everything I can though to broadcast and put out tweets and stuff and say, hey, join us. If I could even get TikTok live, which I don't know how that goes, we'll figure it out there. Yeah. Anyway, craziness. Good job on the Detroit Red Wings getting a nice W there. I could have probably tweeted out too when we started the stream, but it's tough when I have just one other person. So I appreciate you, Andrew. Thank you very much. Wow. Every Canucks player is scoring a goal, but Pettersson. Yeah, I feel bad for It's 6-2 now, by the way. I feel bad Pettersson having a rough start to the season, man.
Yeah, I mean, aren't the Canucks having a decent year? Like, they started at the first 3 games I thought were ugly, but after that, haven't they cleaned themselves up?
I just think with them too, like they did lose quite a bit of guys from that. You lose Lindholm, which you traded for. You lose Zadorov, which you traded for. They didn't give up a lot of stuff for those guys, but Lindholm was taking like all the important defensive draws for them in the playoff. So like, yeah, the guy isn't gonna score a ton of points for you at this point in his career. If you get 70 or 65, you're like going nuts. That's I expect the Bruins, if he gets that kind of points, they're going to be like, what a great signing. I don't know, man. Like I feel like you got I don't know. You gotta feel pretty good about where they're at in that. Like I said, everybody in the Pacific got worse. Everybody in the Central, except for we thought Nashville, got worse. Maybe Minnesota, you could say status quo. Dallas got worse. They lost Dumba, they lost Tanev. Like those are guys that were on your roster that made a difference.
You also Ben got a year older, Sagan got a year older.
And Pavelski too. Like we're not saying they got worse. Like you expect how well they've drafted. They have guys in their minors that are going to come in and step in and play well, and that has been the case. But Caps beat Dallas. Dallas just lost to Buffalo. Like, okay, those are Eastern Conference teams. Those are going to be a little bit tougher. But Dallas did hand Edmonton. They handed Edmonton a 4-1 loss earlier in the week. So. They're a good team. But like, I feel like look at Colorado right now. They're beating up on Seattle. It's 3-1. I don't know if I have that score up, or I may not even have that. Sorry, I probably forgot that. But because I had to delete some stuff. But yeah. So I'll get it in there, guys. But the Avs have been brutal. I think Seattle got better from what they had last year, but they weren't a playoff team last year. So what do you say there? I feel like you've got I just feel like across the board, the Rangers, I like the Riley Smith. I think he had a goal or two in the game today too. That was a nice little ad. It's a guy that didn't cost you a ton of money. He was on a Stanley Cup team. You'd like to see a little bit more of those guys in that Rangers lineup just to say, oh, we've done it. We've been there. We've done that, as far as that. Yeah, the Rangers. I feel like, to me, the Rangers are the team. Right? Like they have everything they need to win the Stanley Cup. So yeah, I mean, Avi, I got you. I picked the Oilers too, but I'm telling you right now, I do not like what I see early from either of those. If you get Landeskog and Nichushkin back, I agree. You could see it, and let's not kid ourselves too. Oh, Chicago's on a 5-on-3. Oh, don't fumble the bag here. Let's get Bedard the puck.
I think Georgiev needs to get back to his old self too.
God, dude, how do you miss the net on a 5-on-3, 2-man advantage? Chicago, you got to go. News out of that too. I think Kurashev, healthy scratch. Again, young player. I mean, I don't know if it's play or whatever, but that's a tough look. Yeah. Yeah, we all knew Jeff Skinner was a bad ad. Everybody in the hockey analytics community would tell you there's a reason Buffalo bought him out. And I've heard locker room cancer. Like Chicago just scored Tyler Bertuzzi, but that game's probably close to out of reach for them, 6-3. Again, if you're Vancouver,
more in on the 5-on-4.
If you're Vancouver, how are you feeling about? Yeah, that was a rebound that just popped right to Seth Jones shot that just popped right to Bertuzzi. He didn't make any bones about open net, getting it in the net there. Edmonton's the second oldest team all of a sudden, Avi. They lose. Say what you want to, but they need to. Now, the good news with Edmonton is they're probably going to get Kane back, and they've got some cap flexibility. So they're going to have to make some trades to get some guys in. I think they're going to have to do it sooner than later. I think if they are a 500 team in or around the middle of January, I think you'll see them do big moves. Now, if they're running away with the Pacific, maybe they don't try to mix it up a lot. Maybe Emberson's giving them what they need. Again, like I said, I don't think it hurts them to be where they're at as bad as they are, but because of where all the other teams in the West are right now. But I mean, Minnesota looks good. Now, they don't have the depth scoring you'd like. They probably have a few holes, but defensively, they look good if they're getting goaltending. Like, that's another thing, too. If Edmonton matches up with a team that can play defense and skate with them, which there are so many now, that you got to show up every night. If you don't, you're just not going to win games. I think they're figuring that out. Wow, man. Chicago almost gave up a shorty.
Did Chicago pull their goalie to make it 6-on-4?
No. There's too much time left. And that power play's over, so it's back to 5-on-5. There's like 4 minutes left. No, I got you, man. I got you, Avi. I get it. I have not liked what I've seen from Draisaitl this year to start the season. I watch a lot of Oilers because they're on. So Pittsburgh's on the power play, and I believe they just equalized it. So they just tied it against Calgary. So good for them. They're figuring out their power play a little bit. But this is a game you think 5 years ago Pittsburgh wins this one handily, and 5 years ago that Flames team was probably a better team, right? So
Mangiapane, Johnny Hockey, who was in net?
Markstrom.
Yeah, that was a good squad.
I mean, I when they had Sutter there, I expected them to go to the Stanley Cup Finals. They had such a good team. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if the guys are banged up, but I also tell you, man, like, you start playing in the league 10, 12 years. Oh, Seattle just scored, I think. No, that's Vancouver. Apologize. That's a replay. Teams get books on you, and they know how to play you a little bit tougher, and so you've got to – I mean, like Edmonton, I'm not surprised their power play is running into problems now. Like, they've had the most successful power play for the last, 3 seasons. The teams are just going to hone in on that stuff, so – yeah, it's good stuff.
Does Edmonton have assets like low dollar values they could trade off to people? No.
I mean, really, they have no prospects at all. I mean, before they made the move, Xavier Bourgault was considered their best prospect, and Pearlo would just shit on him. He had nothing nice to say about the kid, like he wasn't going to make it. And then they have this Raphael Lavoie now. They traded, in the Buffalo move, they moved McLeod, which I think McLeod was a nice pickup for Buffalo. They didn't need any more skilled wingers. They've got plenty of that. Oh, Boston almost equalized there. They're on the power play, or not equalized, but got on the board. Boston on the power play, 17 minutes to go in the third, still 2-0. Pred's got to get a win at, oh my God, Pasternak, why aren't you shooting the puck right there?
Because he has no confidence in himself.
What is he doing? He's standing in front of the goalie. So
he has no confidence. There is something wrong with him this year.
So
I honestly think it's because he's got an A on his jersey.
He's had an A on his jersey for the last couple of years.
Yeah, but there's been Bergeron. That was just a figure of imagination.
They made Bergeron the captain, and then now Marchand.
But I mean, everyone knew that.
Yeah, but I thought Pasternak was an A when Bergeron was a captain. Pasternak's been an A for a while, dude.
He was, but no one. Yeah, but no one. I'm not going to say respected Pasta, but no one really acknowledged Pasta as having. Now he's actually got to do stuff, and I think that's getting to him. I honestly do.
I don't know. Yeah, dude. I mean, look, Marchand last year. I mean, Boston needs an injection of some skill in their lineup for sure. Pasternak is not really playing with anybody. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. Jake DeBrusk. I haven't seen much from Jake DeBrusk. Is a streaky player, like streaky. Like he'll score 5 goals in a week, and then you won't hear from him for 2 months. Like that kind of streaky. So we'll see how he does. And I thought he got maybe slightly overpaid in Vancouver, but they had some holes to fill there, and they liked him as a he's got a lot of playoff experience. I like the DeBrusk game in the playoffs too. It definitely translates. We'll see.
I just going back to Oilers. I just peeped their draft picks the last couple of years, and a lot of them I think suck. I love Capone. I've talked about him endlessly, and I think he'll be great. But after that, I'm like, I like the goalie they have on the Firebirds. Thought he was pretty good.
What's the guy's name?
Nathaniel Day. And then I'm actually going to go see one of these guys play, Joel Mata. I didn't realize they had grabbed a hockey.
So the guy that right now they have that's going to give you any kind of hope to move into their lineup in the next year or two is he up? Matthew Savoy. They have him on the roster right now. He's playing. He's on Edmonton, so I don't know if he's a scratch or what, but he's the guy they got from Buffalo, Matthew Savoy. So that's their highest prospect. So yeah, no, I don't mind Zacha, and Zaka's really found his game in Boston, Avi, no doubt about it. I just, they really got to get a lot from Lindholm. They really got to get a lot from the guys they brought in to play. And look, I'm not going to 2 months. Let's see what Boston Bruins are, and then we'll be okay. I think you'll get guys like Tyler Yaremchuk from Oilers Nation on here, and they'll tell you they don't really have a good prospect pool. There might be a guy in there. They really like this kid, Noah Philp, F-I-L-P, Philp. But he's in the last year of his entry level deal. They don't know what he is going to be. 26 years old. And again, I think a series. Yeah, no, I mean, but he called. I think if you asked, Yaremchuk and them guys, they would probably have said they wouldn't have minded him making the team. He's a big body, he's a center, stuff like that too. So, sometimes you just got to give guys a shot. Even if, and the thing with the Edmonton, my concern with them was the same as last year. I didn't think they had enough depth. And if they had any of their major stars hurt or not playing 100%, the other thing is, you can't be skating your wingers, cannot lead your team in ice time. McDavid and Draisaitl can't have more ice time than your top defensive pairing. Now, they have a great defensive pairing in Ekholm and Bouchard, but outside of that, there's not much to like. We'll see. I mean, they're still winning that game, right? So let's see
Yeah,
where
so
we're at.
Avi, going on the defense, we have two stay-at-home guys. Actually, they're on Providence Friars. But there's that. It's just that. Say we have stay-at-home guys. I know actually another Providence Friar we have is a goalie, and the fourth Providence Friar we have is a two-way winger in Duran. He played a little preseason. He's on the second unit power play. He's been a mid-six forward his entire time down at the Friars. So standard Bruins pick will maybe get us 30 points a year. And we'll
if I'm an NHL team, I want to draft a guy to go to college. And this is the reason why. Yeah, I agree. Well, so that game, by the way, thank you, Andrew. That game is 2-1, by the way. Edmonton.
They just poked one in, and they're on the power play?
I don't know what's going on.
Oh, no, it was a power play goal. Sorry.
I'm trying to get this game to pop up.
BC, are you talking about Dean, Avi? I can't pronounce. I think it's Leon Tois or whatever.
Or Laterno.
Laterno. Is that how you pronounce it?
Laterno. Yeah, Laterno. Yeah, he's going to be a big boy. Yep.
He's huge. Yep. He's huge. I can't wait. He's had a good couple of games. I'll be seeing him. Actually, I'm going to see him Saturday.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, why don't you talk about the college hockey that you saw this weekend? I have to take a break.
Yeah, no worries.
I'll be right back.
So I lucked out. I got to see Merrimack UNH go through a shootout. For anyone, Avi, if you've been following Hockey East at all, I've been hyping up UNH, and they've been a giant letdown. Merrimack, I thought they'd be a 10-win team this year. They're probably going to be a 15-20. UMass Lowell, same story. They split with Duluth, which was huge. And the craziest thing I saw this weekend was Augustina. They were a Division III team a couple of years ago. They just went into number 10 Omaha and swept them. So that was pretty nuts to me. What's up, Andrew? Thank you. But no, games I got to watch on TV this weekend, I was bummed I couldn't get there. It was Providence ASU. I've been hyping up Arizona State. Even when the Glassbanger came on, I was hyping them up. I was convinced they'd be a top 10 team, and I don't know what's going on. BU, BC, Maine, definitely in there. Actually, UMass, if Amherst can clean up finishing games. They sucked last year closing out games, and so far they've sucked again. They could make the tournament based off strength of schedule, but they need to learn how to finish a game. UNH, I thought they'd be third or fourth in Hockey East this year with what they brought in, and they are not. They are not. I'm 100% wrong on that. I'll own that. Bentley had a bunch of good transfers come in for the Atlantic Conference. Colorado Cat. I can't call them sneaky, but I was saying that last year that like that team's going to be a force. And they're number 9. The rankings come out tomorrow morning, so I thought they were number 9 last week. Colorado College they'll be in as long as they don't have a collapse. Last year they had a midseason collapse just after the winter break. For those that don't know, college kids go home and they have 2 weeks that's off. Andrew, have a good night, brother. But I thought they're going to be in there. They're going to be in there good. BU North Dakota is probably the game of the week this week. North Dakota is hosting. Trying to think who else is coming around. Avi, if you can get to the Western Michigan game this weekend, BC's playing. I would go. I know there's tickets available. Yes, Minnesota probably going to win the Big Ten. The experts are still saying Michigan. I disagree with them. I said it before the season that I disagreed with them. Michigan St. Cloud split. Yeah, no, I thought they would split. St. Cloud's I love their coach. Actually, I like Michigan's coach too. I think the Spartans, though, Michigan State Spartans, I did say that I think they're actually going to win it all. If it's not them, it's the Terriers. That was my preseason championship game pick, and I'm going to stand by that. But Minnesota Golden Gophers, I loved the Matthew Wood ad. He's been huge. He's been helping Snuggerud put the puck in the net, and it's been lethal for them. I'm trying to think. Denver looks good once again. They're always in there. Colorado College, that conference is going to be a grinder. I was thinking they were going to have 5 teams, but I just watched Omaha at home get swept by a Division III school. So I don't know anymore about Omaha, but we'll see. Everyone has a bad game, but you can't have a bad weekend. Yes. For everyone that doesn't know, what's his name? Divine there out in Denver. Not Divine, that's the forward. Denver's goalie, though, he got hurt in the first game of the tournament against UMass in the double OT game. Stayed on the ice. His knee was magical and was fine the next couple of games. The dude played out of his mind. He had a wonderful 4-game run all season long. He was not that kind of goalie. Same could be said for Coran at BU, though Coran looks a lot better this year. Swept Northeastern. Yeah, absolutely. I do think Denver took their foot off the gas. That's one thing I will knock on them is they don't travel well. They come in trying to play. They know they're the better team, and they let up. A couple of years ago when they came out here to Worcester for the first game of the national tournament, they played Cornell, and Cornell beat the piss out of them. I think it was 4-1 was the final, or 5-1. Cornell had an empty netter or two, but it was all Cornell. Actually, I think Cornell, for those who don't know, I actually have them winning the ECAC with Quinnipiac. But games, I would say I wish I got to watch more of. North Dakota, Quinnipiac. Yeah, Notre Dame has a goalie I love. Other than the goalie, whatever. But you have, Avi, you got a killer goalie in net there. And he's literally playing for his life. He's got a horrendously sad story. But that kid, when he wants to turn it on, he'll turn it on. North Dakota's in a prove-it weekend against BU. And I think Quinnipiac's all done if they can't get through UNH, because UNH is mid at best.
Well, we got a long way to go before April, but
that is true.
Yeah, we got a long way to go before April.
Frozen 4 tickets are on sale for us pre-sale people in less than a month.
Oh, really? Yeah. So let me know. I may just pay you for the tickets. Because
I'm looking at different packages. I'm looking at a box. I got to get on the horn with the
Oh, you're wanting to get a luxury box.
I mean, if it's the price I got quoted, it's like another $60 a ticket, and I get a luxury box. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. Let me know because I will give you money for my portion, and you're gonna have like 3 or 4 other people with you, right?
Yeah, I think it was a 10-person box. I'm like, all right, I can get.
Well, so here's the thing about like if we get 5 or 6 people,
right? That was literally my plan.
We could get. What I'm saying is, like, we could tell the Chicklets guys to come, and we can write this off as a business expense. So anyway,
I'm in.
What?
That was my plan. Let's like try to have a few extras in there.
Yeah, you just let me know and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm going to figure out pricing soon.
Yeah, I agree with you, Avi. He goes, just throw it up on the thing for everybody too. So much college puck left. It's around Christmas time. You really know who the best teams are the second half after the World Juniors.
Yes.
That too, and like you got to give some of these young kids that are just finding their legs. Like, because it's like the one thing about college hockey is you will get freshmen that make differences on teams.
Yep.
So because there's such a deep pro, like if college is not for you, you play in ECHL, AHL, overseas. Like, I mean, and make decent money if you're a good hockey player. So like, there's a lot of options. So if you're like, oh, I'll just, like.
The other thing with freshmen, you have to learn how to be a college student. Like, it's not just hockey. You gotta get used to being. You gotta survive your first semester of college. I know I barely did.
I mean, dude, I went into the military right out of high school. So I can tell you right now, I would not have made it through college. I've now since gone to college. Seattle's on the power play with 2 minutes left in the game. It's 3-1. So let's see how that goes. Ice Guys are live tonight too. Shout out Ian Cameron. He gets a lot of play. He's got about 600 people on him. And then Heat Daddy's live too. That guy gets
they fact check me, but I believe the Bruins have given up a season high total in shots, and there's still 8 minutes to go, according to me, in the game. Could be less. I'm watching on my phone. I'm behind.
Yeah, I backed out of that game. I'm gonna get back to
it. From what it looks like, it's just a complete curb stomping by the Predators.
Well, it's not a curb stomping if they're up 2-0. How much time is left?
No. We have a great goalie. Everything else in that team is things I can't say on the air.
Okay, so 36 shots on goal from Nashville is what you'd like to see from a team that doesn't have a win. But Boston has 30. It's not like they're getting dominated.
Oh, sorry. This thing needs to refresh.
Yeah, Oilers Canes is close. 13 minutes left to go. 2-1 in that game. I think I have the scores up to date. Oh, you have 16 minutes to go? I have 12 minutes to go, Avi. You might be behind. You might need to refresh your feed there, brother. Let me see.
No, Augustus be early.
Gosh's Beer was the goal scorer.
He was the goal scorer.
I'm kind of surprised. Oh, Predators just scored to make it 3-0.
You know what? I'm not. I mean, the bet of the night was
Swayman. Gustav Nyquist is your goal scorer.
NHL Network said the bet of the night was for goalie props. Swayman over 35 saves.
Well, he's there.
Yeah, he's at 34. We got 7 minutes to go. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, and you expect they're going to put at least 2 more shots. Looks like Colorado's going to beat Seattle. I know that Colorado, Seattle hates Colorado too. I'm going to get to look at Seattle for the first time Thanksgiving week. They're playing Anaheim, which I'm excited. I'm going to get to see Anaheim actually. Pittsburgh, Calgary is still 1-1. 3 minutes to go in the 3 minutes, 16 seconds to go in the third. That they're on the power play. So, well, we have one game tomorrow, and it's Washington, Philly. We've been going for a while. Why don't we call? Who do you got in that one? I'm going to go back. I would take Flyers at plus money. They did not look terrible tonight. They don't. Their power play is not good. So
let me see who's at home. Caps are at home, huh?
Yeah, I mean, they just played in Philly. It's a back-to-back. It's a home and home. Yeah, I already got the score updated, Avi. Lots of time left in this Edmonton game, though.
I mean,
Seattle scored to make it 3-2, but I don't know if there's enough time left in the game. 3.5 seconds left in the game. So Seattle makes it. Yeah, wow, that game went by quick.
So I guess, Beard, why would I not take Logan Thompson over Ian Fedotov?
Okay, so you mean Logan Thompson?
Yeah, Logan Thompson. Why would I not pick him if he's
I would take
Ivan?
I would take no, but I'm saying like usually when you have a game where they play a home and home, it's not that uncommon to split. I'm just saying the Flyers are plus money. Yes, Fedotov has not been good for the Flyers, I don't think either. And Logan Thompson has actually been, Logan Thompson's actually been really good for the Caps. So, and I like that he's getting the start here at home. Yeah, I mean, dude, I like the Caps. I'm just saying, like, if you were going to bet money on this game, why would you not take the plus money? I don't know that there's any value in taking the Caps other than an OV goal scoring prop or something. He hasn't done anything in the last 2 games or so. Yep. Anyway, Eustace, it's pronounced Eustace, not Justice. Eustace Annan. Yeah, Jared, I'm watching that game. I've got that up. The Go Flames Go, baby. I will say the Flames Horsehead black jersey is one of my least favorite jerseys, though, because they're red. Because this jersey looks so good. This jersey looks so good. This jersey with your '89 Stanley Cup patch on there.
There it is.
That jersey looks so good, man. Like you've got to, we got a lot of people watching us on X. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for viewing and talking with us. We're about to call the show. Lots more Frozen Frenzy, though.
It's the most wonderful time of year.
Yeah.
It's the Frozen Frenzy for me. It's one of my favorite days of the year.
I mean, we need to have this 2 or 3 times a season, I believe.
I would love it the Saturday before the Super Bowl, because at that point, we're all sick and tired of watching all the same crap about the Super Bowl.
I would be good with that, too. That would be, because you can only watch so much analyzing this and analyzing that, 9 minutes and 35 seconds left to go in the Edmonton, Carolina. It's 29-27 in shots in favor of Edmonton. I have looked up a lot, though, and Edmonton has been in there, and that's how they have to play winning hockey. Yeah, I agree, Avi. I thought the NHL did good. I'll give us a thumb through. We talked about Mike. You're not going to be with us the rest of the week, I'm assuming, until the Friday hockey show. But so only get one game tomorrow, Flyers Caps, which is weird that TNT would just have the one. But let's hope that's a great game. Let's Ovi hat trick. Let's go. I want to see him beat. So Thursday though, Panthers Rangers. That's a great game. That's a rematch of was that conference finals anyway. Jets Kraken. So Kraken have another home game against the undefeated 6-0 Winnipeg Jets. Stars Bruins in Boston. So Boston is going to be flying home tonight from Nashville. So that's a good game. That's a real measuring stick for the Boston Bruins.
Where's Dallas coming from?
Blues at Maple Leafs. So Maple Leafs return home. So they just went for a quick road trip to get their pee-pee smacked by the Columbus Blue Jackets. Devils Red Wings. Do the Red Wings get above 500?
I actually might. I'll let you know if it's an official pick, but right now I would be leaning Red Wings. Like that's one I'm really looking at.
Wild Flames. So, I'm sorry, Hurricane Flames, Wild Lightning. Wild Lightning's an interesting one, too.
I think Vazzy bounces back. I think like he's just so angry about how bad he was. I mean,
the Wild did just went into Florida and beat them. I don't know. Here's my worry with Tampa Bay. Because of the hurricane there, they got hit pretty hard. I've heard I heard maybe a player's Lamborghini was underwater. Like there's some family stuff. Like if it's probably better for them to be on the road almost. Like turn around, look what they had a horrible game in Toronto, turn around and they put it right back together and had a nice win against the Devils. Avalanche Utah Hockey Club. Utah is going to lose tonight, probably more than likely. That's 4. They'll still be 4-2-1. Sharks and Kings. So we have another Sharks and Kings. So right now, current scores are Caps, Flyers final 4-1, Rangers, Canadiens 7-2, Avs beat the Kraken 3-2. Preds are up 4-0 now. Looks like Evangelista just put in an empty net. Maybe Avi let us know, but Preds have just gone up 4-0 on the Bruins. So they finally get their first home win. 40 shots on goal. What did you need? So you got your saves, right? You needed 36. Yep.
35, we got 36, or 34.5 was the thing. So we needed 35. We got the insurance save there.
Yeah. So does he have that many saves?
He's got 36. So he's good.
All right. Okay.
So we're still only getting our ass kicked tonight. But, there's always tomorrow.
Bruins are on the power play. Maybe they get a goal here. Oilers are still up 2-1. McJesus has both goals.
I want to congratulate the Ducks and the Sharks for having
by the way,
mission
Shane
ever.
Gostisbehere has more goals than McJesus does this year with his goal. He went from 3 to 4.
That's crazy.
Oh my God. Senators are still up 4-0 on the Utah Hockey Club, but that third period hasn't started. Still 1-1 in the Flames Penguins, which we'll get to that game after the show. I don't know what Kaprizov's numbers are right now. Hey, Daniel Barry, Sports Highlights. Appreciate you coming by. No score in the Ducks-Sharks game, and then Golden Knights and Kings have not kicked off. And then again, Wild beat the Panthers 5-1 in Fort Lauderdale. And Lightning beat the Devils 8-5, and the Stars lose to the Sabres in Buffalo 2-4. And the Blue Jackets, lots of upsets tonight, in my opinion. The Blue Jackets beat the Leafs 6-2. You knew the Blue Jackets were going to break out at some point, man. All the horrible start of their, season, even before the season. I love the Red Wings winning 1-0. That's a huge win. And then the Jets keep their winning ways alive. And then obviously the Canucks beat the Blackhawks.
Yeah, Avi just posted his stats. He's averaging 22 and a half minutes a game on ice too.
Who is?
Kirill.
Yeah, I mean, he's so skilled. They're going to bring him back, Avi. I'm pretty sure he's probably going to get somewhere in that 10. Carolina just tied it 2-2. Carolina just tied it. And you know what, man? I think this is a loser mentality. You see the coach immediately look at the replay to see if they're offsides. And I just think it's loser. And the NHL needs to get rid of it. And they're not offsides because the guy brought it in. And it's a save you'd like to see, honestly. It was just an unbelievable pass from Robinson. What a nice pass from Robinson to so all tied up there.
Avi brings up a good point. I do like the Oilers in OT. If it goes 3-on-3, I think Avi's got a good point there. But you got to get to OT.
Yeah, for sure. All right, fellas. We've been going a while here. I guess it's Frozen Frenzy. We can hang out for the end of the games. I don't know what your schedule is like, Mike. It's 7:18 here. Nope. It's not late for me.
I got a 7 a.m. meeting.
All right, man. Let's call it a night. I appreciate everybody coming out for Frozen Frenzy. We gave you almost an hour and 20 minutes. We will be back tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern to talk about any of the fallout from this and then the one game. Hopefully Pearlo and Rico are with me. We shall see. If not, it'll be a real short show. And we'll talk some more about the news. There's some injuries and stuff. But anyway, congrats to Jake Neighbors signing that extension. I think $2.34 million, 2-year deal. Nice little signing for say what you want to about Dark Armstrong. He's looking like a genius with as well as Holloway and Broberg are playing for them. So, yeah, Avi, thanks for being in the chat and keeping it going, man. Really appreciate you, brother.
Hey, meet me at the Bean Pot, Avi.
Yeah. Look for Mike, man. He's a good guy to watch games. All right. See you guys. Binyana.